Hello. What up, chatters? We're a little late today. We're a little late, but I have a good reason. I do, in fact, have a good reason. I was reworking some stuff. That's the reason. I now have a separate input for Faye and normal widescreen games. Ever since I discovered OBS folders, my whole life has changed. I'm just gonna keep that a buck. Oh man, what's up with my hair? It's all curly. A lot of curl going on in my hair. Don't know why. Not a big fan. Ooh, right. Hold on, chat. Gotta write down food stuff. You know, after about 2 weeks of tracking macros, it's not really that hard anymore. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. My hair is almost as good as morning hair. What does that mean? I don't even try with morning hair. What are we implying? What are we implying with that? Bullied? Already? Not even live for like 5 minutes. 3 minutes and 9 seconds, actually. Oh, wait, hold on. Chat, I'm gonna be real. Alright? I'm gonna be real with you today. I spent 2 hours getting tier list assets together. It was not an exercise for the faint of heart. It took a while, and I'll tell you why. I had to download them all individually, and then I had to reformat them as actual images. Okay? So after doing that 37 times, I tried uploading to the tier list, and the maximum file size was exceeded. So then I had to open up each file again and basically shrink the canvas that they were on so that they wouldn't be such big files. Insane. So this was a journey. This was a journey. All right. Oh, I have something in my ear. Finished Engage. I finished Engage a long time ago. I finished it in like before the end of January. I have just been respectful of spoilers, and also I was gonna do a review, but I haven't had time to do that yet. Like, the script is kind of like partially written. So now it's to the point where it's been several weeks since I played it. It's not as fresh in my head anymore. So I thought, hey, what if we started playing it on stream? Which will be the second half of today's stream. And that way it's a little bit of a memory jogger. And then I can write each part that I want to write after stream. And then by the end of it, I'll have a whole script. That's my plan. That's my plan. Engage was cringy? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Some of the character designs were wild. I don't know, man. Like, you give me a good anime plotline any day, I'm hooked. I am that weeb. I'm into it. Now, the opening song is not what I expected. But we can talk more about that later. Bro, how many of y'all got hit in the face with that opening song when you fired it up for the first time? Bro, I'm over here expecting some sort of like orchestral Fire Emblem classic theme. Nope. Very different. Very different than what I was used to. Oh. It was very anime. It was. It really was. Hey. Crazy. Still delightful though. Still delightful. But that's what's on the docket tonight, y'all. We are going to be doing a playable characters tier list, which will also kind of help inform what our team should be. Because I'm going to keep it a stack. I talked about this last night. I basically made 3 flyers and a Yunaka, and I just kind of breeze through it. I'm also tempted to play on hard. I don't typically do that, but I played through on normal, and it was like, it was pretty basic. It was pretty basic. Oh gosh, do I even need? My hair's just kind of swooping downward. Don't know what that's about. It's more fun in hard. I don't know if that aligns with my worldview. I don't know if that aligns with my worldview. All right. I'm just going to take these off. No point. I can't hear the music, but I'm sure it's fine. Is the music okay? Are we good on music? Is the volume, is the balance okay? There wasn't a character in Engage you particularly disliked. I know. That's the problem. Very likable. Which I'm gonna have a little some pollable for March. So look forward to that. You're wrecking paralog maps? I don't know what that means. Oh, I have not actually done the Hector or Soren DLC yet, and I wanted to, but I haven't done that yet. Not that that's relevant for this evening, but tomorrow I'm blocking time off on my schedule to actually go through that on my first clear, because I need to do that. Because I've heard that Soren has like a healthy dosage of sass, and I love that. Love that for him. You didn't like Chloe? What? Hold on. I have questions. How do you dislike Chloe? She's so lovable. And she's so nice. And she's a Pegasus Knight. How do you dislike any Pegasus Knight, to be honest? That's crazy. I did not all right. I can't get past Hortensia. Like, genuinely can't do it. It's not possible. Just to be honest with you all, I can't. Anybody that wants me to use Hortensia, I don't understand you. I'm gonna have vetoes in this list, okay? But through way of tier list, we are going to collectively figure out what our squad should be, because there are 37 total playable characters. Yikes, that's a lot. I should face this way so it looks like I'm looking at chat. That's better. Yikes, wow, that's a crazy number of characters that I can play as. Holy moly. The good news is I haven't really played with many. I had Griffin Knights in the way of Lapis, Chloe, and Anna, and then Wolf Knight Yunaka. And that was pretty much it. Everybody else was just, oh, and Fagato. I used Fagato quite heavily as well. Everybody else was just kind of filler. And then they were just there. So yeah. For what that's worth. I genuinely did not think that I would like Goldmary or Rosado, but I did. I ended up liking them both. I ended up liking them both a lot more than Hortensia, in fact. I genuinely thought I would dislike them because they were her retainers, to be honest with you. The sins of the father are not the sins of the son, that kind of thing. I genuinely did not apply that. But I ended up I did like them both. I think for Goldmary, you have to see certain supports. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. Similar to Citrine. I didn't really like Citrine at first either. But she warmed up to me. Or I warmed up to her. Yeah. It's a one-way street because these are not real people. Yeah, I do actually want to use Alcrest this time. Because I think number one, he's probably our new rearmed bow. And number two, I genuinely like... It took about 10 seconds for me to like him. I didn't like him at first. I didn't really care about him in the drip market either. But eventually, I really ended up liking him. But I didn't use him as much. Timera, I didn't really care for Timera that much. I didn't dislike her. I just wasn't really a big fan. I did really end up liking... Who was it? I really ended up liking Yunaka, which I didn't think I would. And then I also really ended up liking Seadoll as well. And I like them both together also. So kind of a twofer. But we can cover more of that during the tier list portion, obviously. Yunaka, crazy popular, by the way. Like, crazy popular. Like, wild. Didn't really expect that. But, I mean, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. She's probably going to be, if they do a Thief banner again this year, she's probably going to be on that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I have a video coming out tomorrow that predicts every new Heroes Engage banner. I know I'm going out on a limb on this one, but I'm here to help you all out. I actually like the other side of Yunaka without going too in depth into spoilery territory there. I kind of like other Yunaka, if that makes any sense. Which Gold Mary support? Shoot, which one was it? I think it was Citrine. Hold on. Or maybe it was Lapis. Wait. Or was it Yunaka? Hold on. I think it was Lapis or Yunaka. Hang on. She doesn't have one with Citrine. I'm thinking of Yunaka Citrine as like a really important one. Oh, wait. Do I have to... I guess I have to scroll down. No. Wait. Well, that doesn't help me at all. I need to go to supports, brother. Which one was the potato one? Was it Lapis? I think Yunaka Gold Mary is an important one. I'm pretty sure that one is about like the chores and the clothes washing. Oh, was it E-T? E-T? E-T. I don't know how to say that. We'll hear it at some point. That one's also a good one. Was it Lapis? I'm getting mixed response in chat. Lapis teaches Gold Mary how to scare bears. Okay, so it wasn't the Lapis one. It must have been Etier. Oh, that's what it is. Etier. That's what it is. Etier. It's hard. Any of those three are good, I think. If you want to know more about Yunaka, obviously the Yunaka one's better option. But potatoes. So anyway, that's what we got going on today. That's the plan, Chatterinos. My favorite of the four hounds? Ooh. Honestly? Honestly, kind of tough. So, I will say I liked Mavier and Zephyr both a fair amount. It's tough to choose which one, though. I really like Mavier's character. I really like Zephyr's voice actress. Like, she's the GOAT. Like, straight up the GOAT. Also, voices Patrine. What's a popular one that she's done? What's a popular one? Oh, I think this is her. Overlord. The Albedo from Overlord. The ending with Zephyr is interesting. There's like some unspoken... There's an unspoken inference that you have to make from that. If you know what I mean. It's curious. I'm pretty sure. I'm like pretty sure. Yeah, Elizabeth Maxwell. Yeah. Whabam. She's the GOAT, bro. I'm scrolling now to see if anybody... from anything else that anybody would know her from. She's in a lot of stuff. She also voices Urbosa from Breath of the Wild. She voices Rosaria in Genshin Impact. Ooh, fun. We love that. She voices Midnight from My Hero. She was in Persona. Alicia Lopez from Astral Chain. There's a bit of a deep dive for y'all. So yeah, Elizabeth Maxwell, kind of the GOAT. Just saying. Just saying. I feel like there was something else I knew her from, but I don't see it here. Am I tripping? No. If I can't remember, it's probably not that important. Not that important. Oh, she is an additional voice in Octopath 2. That's pretty cool. Probably an NPC. That'll be my personal challenge, trying to find out who she's voicing. Erica Mendez did additional voices in Octopath 1, I think. Which was a little bit trippy. Astral Chain is underappreciated. That is true. Bonus points if you guys caught that. Have I seen Trigun Stampede yet? No, I have not. It's on my list, though. I want to. I'm not sure if I can get on board with the animation style, but I'm setting prejudices. I'm setting my prejudices aside. I'm not going to be prejudiced towards the art style. There we go. Nailed it. Only took 5 tries. Crushed it. There was a lot. What I think is interesting about the Engage voice cast, there's a lot of new voices. And a lot of like longtime Fire Emblem voices were actually directing the voice cast. Which is curious. They didn't go with Cup of Tea this time. Which Cup of Tea Productions did 3 Houses. They do a lot for Faye. But they didn't go with them this time, I don't think. It was another studio. I did like Mavier's voice a lot too. There were a lot of good voices. Like, I really liked Lumera's voice. Ivy's voice even grew on me, too. Ivy was another one I didn't think I would like, but she grew on me a little bit. Like, after we had, like, actual interaction, like, support conversations. It's like, the character is like a 180. Super weird. Almost kind of jolting how quickly it like shifts. Super weird. But it grew on me. I'm down. I dig. Still think it's super weird that the emblem of Revelation is Camilla and not Azura. Just gonna say it. Gavin Hammond voices John Cena. John Cena doesn't voice himself in the wrestling games? Brother, what? That's crazy. Why? But why, though? John Cena doesn't voice it himself? That's crazy. But hey, I guess if you got John Cena money, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be you know? You can get that voice match. No big deal. Yeah, Emblem of Conquest, maybe. That makes more sense. 100% agree. Revelation is a little too on the nose for Azura. To not be Azura, I guess is the better way of putting it. Super weird. But hey, it's all good. It's fine. Alright, so, chat. Let's talk. What's going to be happening? We're going to do a tier list. That tier list will help us inform as to which characters we should heavily focus on and invest in for our playthrough, which is probably casual hard. Because I'm going to be real, I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours resetting in case I do. You can see Azura being an emblem, but like they gave her title away already. That's what I don't understand. They played themselves. Alright, so we're going to do a tier list, and then we're going to play. Now the tier list is only only playable characters. That said, there will be obvious spoilers for playable characters. So if you don't want to know about that, get out of here now. All right? With peace and love. That said, let me find the tier list, which I made in a painstaking manner earlier today. Also, full disclosure, they're a little bit oddly proportioned. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Let's see here. We want to do this one? Yeah. Yo. Okay. What are chat? Why are you like this, chat? You're not quite where you should be. There you go. There we go, chat. I guess I moved my camera around a little bit, eh? All right. I think we want to do wide screen. Cropped. Hey! There we go. There we go. Now we are doing... Oh, I lost it. Now we are doing what we need to be doing. Alright, can I like... make it a little bit bigger, maybe? Just really flush it out here. Burp. Beautiful. That works. Smiley face. All right. Yeah, so they're a little oddly proportioned. Here's why. It got automatically reformatted into a square, and they weren't square to begin with. They were rectangles, which some rectangles are squares, but not all squares are rectangles. The problem. Or wait, is it the other way around? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, you will see. You will see. We have S tier, we have A tier, we have B tier, we have C tier, we have D tier, we have F tier, and we have U tier. Why do we have U tier? U tier is unrankable, i.e., don't really know what to do with that. All right, fair enough. F is like the absolute worst of the worst. And then S through D, I feel like is pretty self-explanatory. That's the standard. I added 2 on for one that is basically the worst, and then also one that is unrankable. So there you go. Tiny Linden? Yeah, he is kind of small and weird. It's not great. If I feel like it, I'll eventually update it. Currently, I don't care that much. So, here's the thing. We have 7 tiers, okay? We have 4 voting options in YouTube. So, we're gonna have to do a little caveating here, all right? Which means likely just multiple polls that we're gonna have to do, all right? So, to kick it off, let's go in order of like appearance almost. Can we do that? I feel like we can do that. Let's go by region. And I'll check them off as I go. Alright, so we got male allier. We're gonna go S, A through B, C through D, and then F. Truthfully, the unrankable is only there because I don't really know what to do with that. That was more or less for the general populace. So we're probably not going to use that. We'll just get rid of it. Easy peasy. Okay. We're going male allier. A through B, huh? Interesting. Interesting. Now remember, you should be voting on the categories of aesthetics, playability, and what was the other one? I guess likability? I don't really know what to call it. Favoritism? I don't really know. Either way, it's a balance of everything. A balance of everything. Because honestly, I feel like we can beat the game on hard with like C tier characters probably. All around, yeah. Sorry, forgot to make that point. If you've never done a tier list over here on the channel, that is pretty much what I go by. A general blend of stuff. How much you enjoy using them, how much you think I would enjoy using them, how often do you want to hear them speak. That's a big one for me. Usually if I don't know which character to like, for like the avatar, if I want to go male or female, I usually wait until I hear the voice. And the voice I don't care about hearing, like the voice I don't want to hear the most is not the one I go with. Did I say that right? I will go with whichever voice annoys me the least. That's a better way of phrasing it. But with Allier, it was a little difficult. All right. We got about 30 votes, so we'll go ahead and end there. By the way, we'll come back and sort these out later. Just FYI. So don't get too caught up on that. The S and F tier are pretty much solid. But as far as the A to B and C to D, we'll sort that out later. All right. Who else we got? Who next? Who next? Can I pop this out, actually? Hold on. Can I pop out this chat? Oh, beautiful. Okay. Let's just do female Allier. How about that? Easy peasy. Lady Allier, who will not go to the left. There we go. I'll try and stop after about 30 votes. Yee? Does that seem fair? I'm wondering how closely female Allier is gonna compare to male Allier. With male Allier, it looked like you guys were leaning more towards A tier, just based on the number of like S votes in conjunction with A to B. C was very small percentage. And we got about 30. So pretty heavily in A to B tier. Again, leaning slightly towards A tier, I'm assuming. Let's go with the GOAT. Vander. My man. Where is he? He's like the third character meet. Actually, no, he's not, is he? Oh, wait. Is he the third? Kinda. Kinda he is. Alright, Vander. Vander. Vander has a sick voice, by the way, just to be clear. Big fan. Big fan of that. If you guys rate him F tier, I swear to God, I will lose my mind. I will lose it on you, chat. Don't do it. Don't be tempted. Oh God, everything disappeared. Everything disappeared. Oh God. I lost everything. Zevi has the same VAs between the heroes. I know, I said that. Alright, what are we looking at? 25 votes. Oh, C to D tier. Okay, so slightly closer to C tier. Oh, you guys are breaking my heart right now. You guys are actually breaking my heart. I want you to know that. You're actually breaking my heart. Ow. A couple S tiers, though. So that gives me hope. Gives me faith. Yeah, he does everything. I love that guy. He's the ultimate homie. Alright, it's not moving from C to D. But at least it was kiltering closer to C tier. So I guess there's that. Alright. Hurtful. Hurtful pain. Hurtful. Let's see. Oh, it's just Clan and Fram left, eh? That's it. Yeah. S. A to B. C to D. F. I feel like Clan's actually probably not that bad. I feel like he's probably not that bad. Yeah, we're gonna go all caps from here on out. 'Cause I'm tired of changing it, to be honest. I need an opportunity to be lazy. I feel like Clan, if you put some effort into him, he probably turned out pretty well. I did not particularly use him very long, but I did use him more than Fram. Teebs. It is weird that Fram and Eitri have the same VA. That's true. All right. Ooh, wow. Mixed bag on this one. Really mixed bag on this one. Looks like we're leaning closer to B tier. So we'll pop him there for now. And then, you guessed it. You guessed it. Fram. Like Clan, but with different spelling. Super simple. Let's bump her up to the front here. Where is she? Donde? Fram. Where's she go? Oh, there she is. Dude. Yo, Lapis do be looking beefy, though. Holy lord. Alright. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought we were about to have her in C tier, but it looks like, oh, wow, no. Still very close. So, a solid C or B currently. Oh, wow. A lot of thoughts on Fram. All right. We'll go ahead and end. It looks like C tier has one out. So we'll put her in C tier. All right. Now we're moving past Lethos. And we're moving into Fear and A, where frankly, everybody is pretty. Everybody in Fear and A is pretty. Let's go ahead and start with Alfred, since he's already first up down there. Might as well start with Alfred. No non-playable characters. I can't rank a non-playable character to use in our playthrough. So that's a bit redundant. We'll do, I'll tell you what, when we finish our stream playthrough, we will do a collective, all-inclusive tier list of every possible character. How about that? It's probably what we'll use, yeah. It's not definite. I have some veto power. Like, if you guys honestly expect me to play through without using Chloe, you're nuts. Okay? Straight up. Even NPCs? Sure. Like what? What kind of NPC are we talking about here? Like the random guards, or what are we doing here? Oh, what's our thing at F. 30 votes. Done. Looking like a C tier. Wow. Really? C tier. Admittedly, Alfred is not one that I actually used. Full disclosure. Didn't actually use him, like, ever. But, well, I feel like a little bit. Sister. I can't take her name seriously. Saline. Solution. Try to say her name without adding solution to the end of that. I dare you. You can't do it. It's impossible. Where is she? Here she is. Oh, I could line them up. Oh, that's brilliant. I'll do that while you guys are voting. And we can save some time. Dude, I'm so smart. I love that. Oh, there's Chloe. She is part of Fiorne. And then Kellum, who's also equally part of Fiorne. I guess technically the kid. So part of that. Alright. We're about 30 votes. We'll go ahead and enter. Looking like B tier. Seeing as how C and D were secondary. So we'll go B tier. Very cool. Real talk? Boucheron? Ah, interesting you say that Yunaka is Fioranice. Interesting that you say that. Let's just lump her in with Brodia. Let's just lump her in with Brodia. Guys, the order doesn't really matter that much, just also F1. The order doesn't actually matter. Hey, you want to know this? You want to know the truth? You want to know the truth? I've been scamming you. I'm just going off of the fandom wiki order, okay? That's what's really happening here. Y'all got played. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to do you like that. I'm just going off of a list here. But yeah, I do. They the wiki has Anna in Elucia and Yunaka in Brodia. But there's a different reason why Yunaka is technically Brodian. Which you can find out through the right support. And that's all I'll say about that right now. Boucheron! Sounds like a fancy kind of bread. You know what I mean? Like a French bread. Alright, we got about 30 votes. Let's go ahead and wrap her there. Our first D tier, it seems. Admittedly, did not use him. ATA. Or as we like to say, ET. How's that? Did you guys like my southern impersonation? I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Oh, we can start ordering here now. You're Brodian. Look at you, already in the right spot. How about that? Love that. You are... As are you... I should just go in order. I'm gonna get myself all confused. I'm gonna follow the wiki as to avoid confusing myself. Naka's up here somewhere. Wow. All right, looking like C tier currently. Give it a couple more votes. Chunk. Dude, she is actually a unit right now. What a goat. Where are you? Grandma. There you are. Sorry, that was disrespectful. Sapphire's fierce. Alright. Okay, I think we can go ahead and end it. It's pretty clearly in C tier. Very good, very cool. She's only 35? No. That's cap. I'm gonna look her up. That's cap. There's no shot. Alright. Chloe. I swear to God, chat. If you've ever actually cared about me, that's right, I'm getting parasocial right now. If you've ever cared about me, no lower than A tier. In my heart, she's S tier. I'm gonna switch to fall asleep. Okay, hold on. Alright, I'm looking up Sapphire's age. Which I think will be conveniently in... Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. This wiki is touching my last nerve. On God. On a stack. Actually losing my mind right now. Okay, there we go. She's 35! Confirmed. January 17th birthday. Oh my God. That's insane, brother. Oh, we got 30 votes. Okay, we'll end it. Our first S tier. Let's go. Honestly, her with Sigurd's emblem. Dude. Technically old enough to be one? No. No. Like, no. No. That's cutting it way too close. Nope. I'm gonna say nopers to that one. I think technically 37. If everybody had a child at the age of 18. I think. My math might be off. Might be 38. Anyway. Oh, Lord. Kellum, Stahl, Louis. However you'd like to use his name. Louis is one I didn't really use. I actually didn't use any armors at all. Which gives me the indication if I did use armors, I would probably have no problem going through hard mode. So. But I do remember using Louis as a filler, like later in the game, when I hadn't really used him and he was super underleveled. And he held his own. So I'm willing to bet with investment, he's actually godlike. So, kind of want to use him. Kind of want to use him and Jade, to be honest. I didn't really use Jade either. Oh, neck hurts. Oh, we got 30 votes. Shoot. Okay. A tier? Solid A tier, it looks like. Solid A tier. I'm gonna say very comfortably up there. And then there's Jean. Did not use him at all. Children should not go to war. Unless your name is Anna and you are absolutely nuts. Wait, is he actually good? Wait, chat, is he actually good? Oh, wait, we got 30. Oh, that's really close. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, I can't actually end the vote. I can't actually end the vote. We're tied. We're like tied. S tier? Dude. Alright. A couple more votes came in for S tier. He's S tier? Wait. What? On God? Is he got that trainee? See that trainee stat line? Is that what this is? Because I again, I have no personal experience. But like that's crazy to me. Alright, we got Diamant. Oh, he's like Donald. Alright. Say no more. I get it now. What you're saying is we need to turn him into a warrior. Or a hero. So let me tell you my personal experience with Diamond. He wasn't good until I gave him Leaf's Emblem. Then he became a beast. Diamond got like crazy good when I gave him Leaf's Emblem. I don't know if that's like good or not. I don't know if you're supposed to use Leaf's Emblem with him. I just gave it to him at one point, and he started holding his own. I was like, okay, this is tight. I'm here for it. Oh wait, we got votes. Okay, so solid A tier it looks like from the fans. Kind of pretty much the same breakdown as Louis almost. Oh, Alchrist, it's finally time. It's finally time. We're finally here. Wow, okay. Very dominant early votings for S tier. Holy. Holy. Alright, we got 30 votes. We got 30 votes. Very dominant S tier. Okay, fair enough. So far, I only used one S tier characters based on you all. I wanted to use Alchrist more. I think we might do that this time. All right, Amber, who I think had one of the better introductions in the game. Teebs. Pretty classic introduction. I don't know if he's any good, though. I never actually used him. So. I'm going to try and get ahead of the game here. Waiting on a couple more votes. Oh, we got Psalm next. Okay. Okay. Guess I can put you down there. Psalm. You. Yeesh. 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 Oh, and Dancer Man. Okay, I think that's it. All right, we got close to 30 votes. Let's go ahead and rock her there. Guess I should have waited today. All right. So we got definitely C to D tier. However, we are tied with A to B and F. So I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make the assumption that he's like a high D maybe. But we can shake that out later. Because of the S vote? Bro, F tier was way higher than S. To be clear. We'll shake that out later. Alright. We got Jade. S, A to B, C to D, F. Actual F, because I accidentally closed it out. And actual F here. There we go. You guys know we're going through C to D and A to B, right? You guys just love giving me crap on tier lists. I swear. It's what you guys love to do. Calm down. He's fine. Look, Amber's good, all right? He's just chilling right there. He's fine. Don't worry. I didn't hurt his feelings. He knows his place. You all voted that way. Close enough to 30. Okay. B. I'm assuming that's a B. Let's roll Citrine. Oh god, how do you spell her name? There's two N's. Oh, that's deceptive. That's deceptive. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. And we got A to B. C to D. F. Citrine! Jade, I feel like personality-wise, is very close to Jenna, based on the limited interaction I had with her. And she's also like into writing and stuff, literature, we'll say, which Jenna is also. Try to keep a bigger handle on this. Did I get everybody yet? I think we're up to Lucia. We'll do royals, retainers. Okay. You, and then you. And then I think that's everybody. Oh, 30 vote. Charity vote. B tier it looks like. Yeah, it's B tier. Either way, we'll figure it out. All right. Yeah, Citrine kind of fell off for me when I was using her. The goat. The goat. I turned Lapis into a Falcon Knight. Gave her the Lin emblem. She. Bro. On God. Crazy. I mean, just look at her. Look at her. Did she get reformatted like that accidentally? Or to display her sheer dominance as the absolute unit, which she is? That's the question. She actually hard carried for me. Like, no lie. Wow. All right, well, that breaks my heart a little bit, but we're looking very C tier. I'm gonna put her at the front just to make myself feel better. Not that it really matters at this moment. Chat, you failed. It's true. If I gotta take an S tier Chloe over a C tier Lapis, then I will do that though. Is Chloe the goat? All right. Yunaka, which I think I spelled right. We have extra K's in here somewhere. Nope. Very straightforward. Love that. Makes her even better. C to D and then F. Really? Dude, no lie. My Lapis was better than my Diamant. And I used them both in, like, maps. Like, pretty much all the time. Because I just like Diamant, to be honest with you. I'm just a fan of Diamant in general. Okay, we got 30. Seems like a solid S tier. Not surprising. Sapphire, who is well, I am younger than Sapphire, but boy, does she not look like we are close in age. The 40-year age difference between us two, which means I would not be born. Shockingly. Ancient age 35. She's like an elder millennial. And boy, has she seen some stuff. That's why she looks as old as she does. She's lived, man. Okay. I think we're leaning closer to C tier. Based on the F usage. Technically, we're tied. We got time. There's a fair amount of abstaining from this one, which tells me chat likely did not use Sapphire very frequently. That's what I'm gathering from this. Which kind of leads me to think that we ought not use her. I'm just saying. No one has said S tier. That is true. Alright, I think we're looking at... Wow, F tier is growing. Okay, I don't really know where this lands. But... technically, we have more A to B tiers. So I guess we'll also put her here. We'll put her there for now. We'll put her there for now. We'll shake that out later. Okay. Bogado. AKA Men's Division winner in Choose Your Legends 8. A to B. C to D. Now, I had a very good experience with Fogado. He was pretty goated. I gave him the bow that hits for magic damage. I've also heard a lot of people say he wasn't great. Not my experience. What was it? The Radiance Bow, I think is what it was called. All right, you got 30. A tier? I think that means A tier. Seems like A tier. No, not Claude. I see the confusion. No, not Claude. I know they are both very charismatic. And they probably share same phrases, to be honest. They have both said the same thing at some point. But no, this is Fogado. I see the confusion. They are both very cunning and charismatic. Alright, C to D tier and F tier. Wha-bam! This is another one that I never really used. Never really used Chimera. And I think it's mainly because I had my Lance game covered. You know? It's like Lance Flyers are just... cover more range than Lance Infantries would. But I've heard that she was kind of goated. Oh wow, this is very confusing polling right now. we gotta end. I think we gotta end. I guess we'll put her in B for now, but she could technically also be A tier. Boy, that was confusing. Okay. All right. Bonnet, which I'm pretty sure is a Pokemon. Just saying. Pretty sure that's a Pokemon. All right. S tier, A to B tier, C to D tier, and F tier. We have yet to put anybody in F tier, by the way. Even Boucheron. Bunay. I like Bonnet. It makes me happier. Putting someone in F tier just feels mean. Alright. Fair enough. It is pronounced Bunay. I still like Bonnet better, so. We'll give it another couple votes, but we're looking like D tier. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty solid D tier if I know what I'm looking at here. Sorry, buddy. Yes. Pandrio. Pandrio. S. A to B. C to D. And F tier. Never used him either. In fact, the only retainer from Psalm that I actually used was Marin. I did use Marin. Marin was pretty good. Christina Valenzuela voiced Marin, by the way. If you didn't know. Was pretty obvious, I think. Christina V got that kind of voice. You just kind of recognize it. How we doing? We got 30 votes. We got 30 votes. Probably B tier. Could also be A tier. Kind of hit or miss. All right. Speaking of Marin. The one downside to Marin, I did not like Marin's little speech at the very end of the game. I was not a fan. I think over 50% for A, B means A. Hound. Who asked? Who asked, bruh? We're going through them later, chatters. God. You guys are relentless. We're going through A and B's later. Marin is cool, said so herself. Facts. That's true. That's true. Wolf Knight is just kind of good, I think. Wolf Knight's pretty sick. I literally turned Yunaka into a Wolf Knight because I got bored having her as a thief. I was like, that seems like a good option. Wait, what happened to the pole? Wait, where'd my pole go? Chat, where'd the pole go? Oh, God. Oh, there it is. Okay, it took a minute. I ended it and it just disappeared. Ugh. All right. A. This is what that is. Figure it out later. It's a worse thief class? Well, I got bored with thief class, man. I don't know what to tell you. I got bored. I was playing on normal mode, guys. That spices up a little bit. Are you guys gonna correct me if I say the name wrong? That's my question. If I say Penette, how many of you are gonna jump at the chance to correct me? How many are gonna jump at the chance? There it is. I knew there'd be one person. I knew somebody couldn't resist. Wow. S tier? Seriously? That good? No shot. No shot. I can't get over the design, I think. I think it's the design. I think it's the design. It feels very Tim Burton to me. Alright, we got 30. Ooh, A to B with an S tier kicker. Must be A tier. Must be A tier. Alright then. Oh. Yo, my dog, Sea Doll. Let's go. You guys gonna correct me on that one too? Is that also not how you say his name? Go ahead, correct me. I dare you. I dare you to do it. I dare you. We have some banner predictions for Penette or Pune, however you say your name. I'm gonna be honest. Me choosing who to use in this playthrough is gonna. I feel like it's heavily hinging on the fact of how I'm gonna be able to pronounce their names and not like mess it up. Random seasonal alt, true. True. All right, I very dominantly S tier, so I think that's the most S tier we've had. They do say their names in game, that's true. I will just have to listen and make sure that I pay attention, which is not always my strong suit. All right, Ivy, a fan favorite based on what I see on Twitter. I used her a bit. I didn't really use her extensively. Like, I used her as a healer mostly. I really liked Inaka and Sea Doll. their supports. Wow, we're feeling very, very adamantly that we're S tier, eh? Okay. I didn't get that vibe, but again, that's maybe because I just didn't. Maybe I had like bad stat growths or something. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't using the right emblem. I had the Corrin emblem ring on her. Is that bad? Or was that... Wow. Okay, never mind. This is now the most adamantly voted S tier. I think I've been kind of paying attention to this. I think it's like that. All right. Well, they're very... All right. If there was a character in the game that I didn't really like, it would probably be Hortensia. So even if you guys put her at S tier, I'm probably not going to use her. Just full disclosure. But I'm willing to entertain the thought, I guess is the way of putting it. Silica's probably good on her. I guess I used her more as support between the Corrin ring and then also she was mostly healing, range healing for me. Dude, seriously, S tier? Okay, you guys are on something special. Y'all are on something special right now. World Tree? That's her personal skill? I have no idea what that is. Sounds important. Like, sounds pretty important. Alright, well, 30 votes. You guys are saying S tier, so I guess we're going S tier. I'm gonna be honest, though, I'm probably not gonna use it. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Alright. Kagetsu. Someone I wanted to use, but didn't. I think probably at home in the Swordmaster class, which I think a lot of people also put Lapis in, which is why comments earlier were saying that Lapis fell off to Kagetsu later in the game. Which is why we probably have different experiences. We got 30? We got 30. Alright, S tier. Wow, okay. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. When we started this, and we were like bouncing between the tiers super frequently, I was like, wow, my chat has grown. They have gotten so enlightened with tier listing. Because if you recall, there was a time where you put like half of the units in an annual banner in S tier. I feel like we're going down that road again. I feel like we're walking that path again, chat. I think we just put like 4 characters in S tier back to back to back to back to back. I'm just saying. I'm getting nervous, chat. I'm getting nervous over here. Zelkov. Actually, how many characters can I bring to endgame? Is it like 14? I think it's 14. Chat, how many can we use in endgame? Is it 14 or 12? Is it 14? It's 14. Okay. Okay. It's been a minute since I played that map, so I couldn't remember. But yeah, you guys are saying 14. Alright, what are we looking at? Oh, we have 30 votes. Okay. I think the best part about Zelkov is how you can read things in his voice just by looking at the text it's written. AB with an S kicker, gotta be A tier. Gold Mary. Someone I didn't really use, but like kind of grew on me. You know, kind of grew on me a little bit. The other issue that by the time that Gold Mary and company joined, like most of my endgame party was kind of figured out at that point. And I think her being in the hero class to start was just kind of like, I don't know, made you realize. Maybe she was better than she actually was. That makes sense? I don't know. We got 30. A to B with S kicker must be A tier. Then we have Rosado. C to D. And F. Who I think is a Wyvern Knight. Right? Alright, we got 30. We're quick on the voting tonight, chat. I love that. AB with S kicker must be A tier. Okay, don't let his size fool you. He is a normal height. He is a normal height. He is a normal height, I swear. A to B. C to D. F. Rosado and Ike. Interesting combination. I have not done that. Ooh. Wow, okay. We fell. We fell from grace here. We fell from grace here. Started in AB, we're now heavily seated in CD. What do we got? CD AB kicker must be C, I guess. Low C, high D. Probably in there somewhere. Let's see. Who else we got? Oh, we got Anna. Oh, we're almost done. That's exciting. C to D. And then F. If Anna is below A tier, I'm gonna be surprised. Like, genuinely surprised. I forgot the other A. Y'all know who I mean. Don't lie. It's not a bad poll. This is real. F tier? Wow. You guys are harsh. Doesn't she have, like, crazy high magic growth? I did not use her. I used her as an axe fighter griffin knight, I think. She also had the house leader's emblem, which was kind of kooky. Wow, S tier. Okay. All right, fair enough. I'd have gone A tier, but that's, you know. Yeah. It's fine. Mauvier. We're getting to Gradlon here. We're getting into Gradlon territory here. Yeah, isn't Anna as a priest like crazy good? I remember reading about her class afterwards. And realizing I put her in the wrong class 100%. Right? The Flame Lance? Pretty pog. Pretty pog. Also champ. Oh, we got 30 votes. Yeah. Limit end. Okay, so it looks like a high B. Seems like a high B. Let's wrap up here with Veil. Not spelled the way that you would think. Veil and Camilla. Wait, you can use Camilla already? Camilla's been released? I thought it was just Thorn and Hector. That's hype. I guess I will also do that tomorrow. I know Camilla was already out. Wow, S tier. Alright, very adamantly S tier. Alright. Let's go through here. Alright. So, chat. Looking at these, is there anyone in A tier that you feel should be in B tier? Or vice versa? Anyone in B tier that you feel like should be in A tier? How do we feel? Oh god, I was ill prepared for this. Okay. Okay, I should have... Okay. F. Okay, there's no good way to do this. Alright, No, the only thing we're not changing is S or F tier. You guys, those were solo votes already. Okay. All right. New plan. New plan. New plan. We're gonna take it less. God, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed by all the names getting thrown at me. To be clear, do not give me who you think should be in what tier. If there is someone in A tier you feel is misplaced, type their name in chat. If you feel like they should be in B tier and they're currently in A tier, type their name in chat. If they should be B tier but are B tier, type the name. Okay. I'm seeing Fagado. I'm seeing Rosado. Ram is not in A tier. Ram is in C tier. It's not helpful. Okay, so it seems like Rosado and Fagado are the two. Louis should be B tier? No, that's cap. That's cap. Louis was like the most highly voted, damn near S tier. There's no way. All right, let's start. Let's start with Fagado. Start with Fagado. All right, so the point is we voted on A to B and C to D. So now we're going to put them in either A or B or C or D based on where they were placed. Remember? That's the plan. That's what we're doing. We're rectifying the in-between voting that we did. Pretty close. I'm going to end the poll at 30 votes. And hopefully it's not 15 to 15. 31 would be a heck of a tiebreaker. Yowza. Guys, don't intentionally tie the vote. I will be so sad. All right. It's B. He's B. We're popping him down to B. Rosado was the other one. Right. Rosado. A or B. Fagado I used pretty heavily in my first run, so I'm not too eager to try and use him again. Like I'd rather use somebody else. Fagado was really good. I used the Radiant Bow on him though, which is probably why. But I used him pretty extensively. So, I mean, maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Alright, look at it. Fagado fam. Or not Fagado fam. Where are we voting on? Rosado. Rosado fam. We'll end it at 30. Oh god. Who we got? All right. Last call for votes. All right. Bumped down. Bumped down. Let's see. Let's put them here. All right. Was that everybody? Was Gold Mary? Should we? Let's roll Gold Mary. I think that was another one I saw. A or B? And I think those are the most vocal. Guys, don't tie the poll. Don't tie the poll. What are we doing? Oh no. This is stressful. This is very stressful. Y'all are more tied on Gold Mary than Fagado. Which is insane to me. We had very different play experiences. Okay, I feel like chatters, I feel like you're comparing characters to one another. Which I guess if you want to add that as a criteria, you can. All right. Last call for vote. All right. We're going B tier. All right. Now, outside of these three, outside of Fagado, Rosado, and Gold Mary, anybody here, Mauvier through, who is this guy? I don't remember his name. Pandrio. Should Mauvier through Pandrio, anybody in this go up to A? All right. Okay. I'm seeing Let's start with Pandrio. That's a good way to start. Citrine, Saline, Chimera, and Clan look like the other ones that we'll probably tap into here. Again, no F tier voting for anybody. Interesting. All right, we'll try and wrap by 25 votes. How about that? Oh my god. Guys, the polling is killing me. You're killing me, chat. It's so close. Alright, we gotta at least win by 2. Oh my god. Chat, are you intentionally tying the vote right now? You're trying to ruin my life. Be honest. Be honest with me, chat. Alright. I think that pulled ahead. By 2. A. Cool. What are the other ones? Citrine. Alright. Citrine is currently on the block. Wow. Alright. Very dominantly so far saying to stay in B. Unless that changes in the next couple seconds here, I think we can probably wrap that. Last call. Alright. We're not catching up. Alright. Citrine is staying put. Saline. Stay in B. Or bump up to A. What do we think? I think the A and B tiers are probably the most hotly contested. I feel like there's going to be less here in general. Wow, tied. Okay. Okay, well. Awkward. All right, final call. Final call. In 3, 2. We got barely irking it out. Saline moves up. Which I feel like is honestly pretty okay. Saline was pretty good when I used her. Chimera was the other one. Easy S tier? Well, a lot of people voted her AB, so don't know what to tell you. And we're currently tied. Currently tied. Nope, just kidding. Now we're leaning B. I see a lot of very vocal Chimera enthusiasts in chat, but as far as voting goes, it's a very close draw. Leaning towards staying in B tier. So, Chimera enthusiasts, if you want her to bump up, you gotta vote. It's not enough to say things. You gotta click the button to vote. Final call. Three, 2. All right, staying in B tier. All right. Is there anyone in C tier that should be in D tier? That's crazy. I don't know what to tell y'all. You're the ones voting. I literally can't vote. Alfred, Vander. I haven't seen seconds for anybody else. Okay, so Alfred and Vander. We'll go Alfred and Vander here. That is a lot of lowly ranked axe users. Outside of Anna, who starts with an axe. But yeah. Oh wait, no. Panette. Punet. However you say her name. She's an axe user, right? She has an axe. Every C&D could be great if you gave him Tiki. Well, we can't. So. Alright, final call. It's looking like a solid C tier here. Go ahead and wrap that up. Alfred's going to stay in C tier. Looks like. And Vander was the other questionable one. Alright. Who used Vander the whole game? I would. Why not? Okay, that seems like a very adamant D tier, but we'll give it a couple more votes. We'll hold. Vander fans, if you want him in C tier, you better vote. Okay, I'm seeing some ATA. ATA. So, alright. Looking like D tier. Sorry, man. I tried. Alright. Etier is the other one, I guess. We'll throw her in here. Before chat revolts against me here. C, I think she was probably a solid C tier in the voting, but no. You guys could have voted F tier for Vander the first time. You did not. So here we go. Here we are. Actually, can I scroll back that far? I don't think I can. No, I can't. Those polls are going forever. Feels bad. Alright, C tier. Staying in C tier. Alright. Outside of Vander. Any of these four up to C. That would be Sapphire, Amber, Boucheron, or Bonnet. Alright, Boucheron and Sapphire. Fair enough. I noticed no one said Amber, who everyone gave me a lot of hassle for putting him in D. So, what's that about? Apologies, Birdo said Amber. But we don't have a second. Kind of tight. Kind of tight voting. Did I spell Sapphire's name right? Yeah, I did. Sapphire. Sap here. Sap higher. All right. Final call, Sapphire. Final call. Saphir. Well, that's great. She's moving up to C tier. And then I feel like this is a meme, but I'll do it. I'll do it anyway. I feel like it's a meme now. Full disclosure, feel like it's a meme. Will the meme lords win out? That's the question. That's the question. Looking like D tier. Looking like D tier. Final call. Call de finale. Staying in D tier. Alright, well, that was kind of a waste of time, not gonna lie. But hopefully this means that chat will not revolt and everyone is satisfied with this overall placement. With the assumption, of course, that the actual tiers themselves are not ordered, and frankly, I don't have the brain capacity to do that tonight, so we're not going to. So this is it, chat. This is what your final looks like in no particular in tier order. This is what we look like. You want to double check S tier? I don't. Nope. Not even a little bit. That was a standalone tier, y'all. Same with F tier, which nobody voted for. Alright. So it seems like I should have been using Jean, or however you say his name. Hortensia, I'm still very on the fence about. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Kagetsu, I should have used, and I wanted to, so I'll probably use him on this run. Anna's our little moneymaker, so probably gonna have to utilize her. I want to use the armors. I'm curious. Ah, God, it's the Tim Burton-esque face. I can't really get past it. I really want to. I don't know if I can. These guys will probably... Don't really know. But I'll try and take the final 14 from these two pools mostly. Which is unfortunate because I want to use Vander again, but we're not going to do that this time. Alright, so that's the tier. That's the tier, chat. Which means it is time to actually start the game. Yippee! I just want to use... That's basically just Chloe. I was never not going to use Chloe, and I feel like Yunaka, you're handicapping yourself if you don't use Yunaka. Those are the only two I was more or less adamant about. Well, I'm relatively open to stuff. I definitely want to use Louis. I kind of want to use Jade. And like double armor dip. All right. Yunaka and Lin. Interesting. I never used that combo. Although I basically had Tiki on Yunaka the entire time. So that might be why. Oh my. Oh my. All right, volume check, chat. Are we using DLC? Yeah, we're using DLC. Do you think we'll get copy claimed on this?
Emblem, engage.
Too quiet. Sounds good. Too quiet. Quiet. A trailer? I don't think we have a trailer tonight. I think y'all are high on that hopium. Well, maybe. How about now? Faye is canon. True. It absolutely is.
Forget your loss.
Still quiet? So there's this thing on your computer that lets you turn up volume. Should maybe try that.
I'm still alive? Huh.
Alright, hold on. We're gonna pull up the stream.
Now you've done it.
No escape for you. I'm sorry.
We're talking to balance audio. We're balancing audio and talking right now with the game in the background. I think that's okay. This unit roll through has a spoiler in it?
This is going to hurt.
Dude, we're playing the game. I've already beaten the game, to be clear.
Fire Emblem. Engage.
To be clear. There's nothing left to spoil. We've gone through every playable character. Okay, so we want... Oh, the lag is real. Oh wait, no, we're fine. We're okay.